Right, let's look offline now. So we'll move away from online sources and look at offline sources. And one of the most obvious ones, it used to be the mainstay recruitment source for many providers 10, 15, 20 years ago, and that's local newspapers. But there are other forms of printed media too, but the local newspaper advert is the most obvious. And your choice there is either a display advert, which is a larger advert with a border, often has an image or a logo in, and obviously more expensive than the other option, which is a classified advert. And that is a small column width of wording, usually charged by the line. And they're segmented into classes, which is hence the name classified. And so the volume has probably reduced in most local newspapers now where they don't classify between any kind of job category, but it used to be the case that you could place an advert in a particular care or healthcare section. The challenge for us for local newspapers is that the circulation has been relentlessly dropping. And of course, a lot of the advertising and with it the eyeballs and the job seekers have moved online. And even if the local newspaper is offering you an online option too, it will never have the reach of some of the mainstream internet job board sites. So we find typically, in most cases, it's a very expensive medium to use for volume-based recruitment, such as we would be looking for in the care sector. But you might find if you occasionally place one, you do get the odd success. And this is mainly because the readership of local newspapers is slightly older than the typical population in the area. So you're targeting a slightly older demographic. But I think generally with local newspapers, there's a much more interesting angle using it for PR purposes, which we'll talk about separately. So in summary, I think it's pretty much a spent force. You might find some successes, but really the expense means it's out of reach now in terms of a return for most care providers.